My parents told me that abandoning us was the hardest decision they ever had to make, so I laughed in their face. English is not my first language, so forgive me. As a kid, my bio dad, Chris, was the troubled one in the family who had problems with school or work, and my bio mom, Linda, always had problems with addiction since she was 14. They were both chaotic for their families and caused several issues. When they met and started their relationship, both sides of the family tried to break them up. They even sent them to different countries, but they managed to steal $50K from their families, come together, and run away when they were 19. They got married in a third world country and had me and my twin brother when they were 21 years old. They thought we were deadweights, so they left us in the hospital and went to another country. Luckily, they had checked into the hospital with their passports, so the hospital reached out to the embassy. Then they found my grandparents, and they brought us back home. We have been raised by our uncle and aunt since, and we consider them our real sets of parents. My parents were charged with child abandonment, but after 10 years of being MIA, the charges were dropped, and our families also didn't try to look for them. 2 years ago, they showed up at my grandparents' house in a completely renovated look. It turns out they had finished their education, secured stable jobs in the country, started mental health treatments, and had been sober for 9 years. They had basically put themselves together. For the first 6 months, they only saw their parents in public places, and then they were accepted into their houses. A year later, they met with us when we were 24. My twin brother and I started to build a relationship with them, and we are somewhat cordial right now. Last week, the topic of our abandonment was opened, and Linda said it was the hardest choice they had made. I started to laugh uncontrollably after that, and when they asked, I told them they had multiple chances to come back, but they didn't. Our families were right not to trust them, and they would always have eyes on them. They should accept this at this stage. Linda started to cry, and they left shortly. All of the family, except my brother, thinks I am being too cruel, and I should apologize. Still, I think they had to hear the unfiltered truth. Update 1. Some things have happened since that post. First, my bio mom and bio dad are not allowed to contact me unless they want to go to jail. A good friend of mine from high school, who is a lawyer, advised me to prepare a cease and desist letter. My main language is not English, but this is the closest thing that Google Translate suggested in legal terms, and he did it for me without any charges because he said, that's what good friends do. My brother is sad that I am not even entertaining the idea of a relationship, but he says it is okay, and he understands it. He just sees them from a different perspective, the same perspective that he sees the patients he is taking care of. My mother and father weren't happy about the restraining order and accused me of being cruel and heartless. They said I am the embodiment of a demon, and they said they will cut contact with me if I ever put this plan into action. I said, well, consider this our last talk then, and left their house. I am residing in my own apartment that my grandparents gave me as a birthday present on my 18th birthday, so no worries, it is in my name, and no one can touch it. We haven't spoken a word since, and I doubt this will change in the foreseeable future. My uncle and aunt are too forgiving, and since childhood, I was told I am being too vindictive. This still continues from their side. They say that I remind them of my great-grandfather who ruined people's lives just because they did small things wrong to him. I am not going to try to argue with that. My grandparents, though, have understood my perspective, and they said they will respect my boundaries. They also asked me to respect their boundaries to have a relationship, and I agreed. I still love them so much, and I am lucky enough to have compassionate parental figures who can understand where I am coming from. Other extended family members have divided into two. Most of them think I am cruel and don't want to have a relationship with me anymore, other than being civil around each other. Some still want to protect the relationship we have. I can live with this. I am also back in therapy. Thanks to my brother, he arranged a session with the therapist and also an appointment with a psychiatrist in his hospital. So, I am currently back in therapy and have started using antidepressants. It doesn't solve all the problems, but it helps. As for me, my life continues as if my birth parents never showed up. I go to work and have some time to myself on the weekends. I spend time with my friends whenever I can find the time, and I visit my grandparents once every 2 weeks. They live next door to each other. My brother is my next door neighbor, so we eat most of the dinners together when he is not on night shifts. Thanks everyone.